Hello everyone! Today we have a full electric carnival in our hands, and this is a new limited edition palette from Nomad Cosmetics that just has launched. I'm unfortunately a bit late with my review, but hopefully you will see everything because this is a very interesting item that I have in my hands, and we will do eye swatches. This doesn't mean full makeup looks because this doesn't have any matte shades. This is a palette full of multichromes, and we will be seeing each multichrome in details on each of the eyes. So I will have like six insertions basically with two eyes, so I tried to film everything in pairs so it's a bit easier for me as well. This is also eye swatch of two of the shades from this palette. I will explain to you everything that I found out, as it's a new format, it's a new formula, what changed, how to approach it, what's best, what's not, what's good, what's not, and we will touch everything as usual, but not in full makeup looks, but in this scenario. I needed to find a way to touch everything and not go crazy with makeup looks. That's why we have this eye swatch video. This is the first time for me of doing this, and oh boy, that was quite alright. If you're interested to see each of them, if you're interested to know what it is about, how to approach it, what it is in there, and everything that I could have told you about this, then big thanks to a brand for sending me this palette in PR. My name is Vel, and let's begin. This is the only option I came up with how to review properly this palette. It's not even a review, it's a showcase, because I'm not actually talking too much about how to work with this eyeshadow. All I can tell is that it's very smooth. Like these first two shades, one is called Holodrift and the other one is Candy Swirl. They are first in this palette, these two. I go by couples, I guess, in this scenario, and this is what I came up with, only one-eyed, because I will die to do 12 looks. And I will die doing all of these swatches as well. This is eye swatch in my opinion, because I don't do anything except this full shade all over the lid, everywhere, and I do only the liner and the lashes. So this is like a small additional things. They do not really count in my world, let's say it like that, as a full makeup. So this is an eye swatch. This is my way of eye swatching. I still find it really good, and it can be a full makeup look. So this definitely works as a full makeup look, especially if we look at them separately. So if I close one of the things, so let's talk about the Holodrift. This one has peach, pink, green and yellow, or yellow and green, and it's very prominent and very smooth. I would assume that Cleona formula is very similar to this one, and some of the very smooth Carla Cosmetics or Bella Beauty Bar. Bella is even smoother sometimes, so this one is still quite, well, it's still quite good. So this is like a level up for the shimmers in the Nomad, and I am all up for that. So this one looks very nice. It has transparent base, it's very smooth, it doesn't accentuate anything, so that it looks really good on the eyelid, and I think it will stay very nicely. The other one has the same formula but a different shade. I feel like it's the same shade kind of, but this one has a base and this one doesn't. So this one with the base, so darker base, you have more of a smoky eye kind of situation with this one. I blended the edges of this and I only kind of applied it onto the lids themselves. The rest I blended out. There's still some shade seen on this one as well. This is Candy Swirl, and it also has peach and pink and green and yellow, so kind of the same shift but on different bases. So I'm still loving both. I think that looks good, and I love the new formula. So, and this is the only way I came up of how to properly show this palette. I don't know, tell me your ideas. Maybe you have something to say in this regards, but this for me, this is good enough. Like, I can live with that. I don't really have to do like a full blown look. It still looks good, it still shows everything, and I'm pretty happy with everything so far. So yeah, that's the thing, that's the look, two looks to be precise, and I had no other idea, honestly, so this has to do, I guess. I also didn't apply too many things onto my face. I am just with a concealer, so I have concealer all over the face. Then I have Taylor Gray as my contour, the Cheer Up freeze-dried blush as the blush. I don't have a highlighter because I thought it can go into the dissonance with the eyeshadow themselves, so I wanted to show this more properly instead of focusing on the face. That's why face is so kind of put down, but also looks fresh in my opinion. So I'm pretty happy overall with how the things look and what they are doing. On my lips today I have only the Miss Stace pencil. Which pencil? Question. 780. So 780, slightly rose beige something, and only the gloss. So I have a gloss and I don't have anything else, and I have 2 eyeshadow on 2 eyes. That's the idea and how we will proceed most likely, and I will try to do my best to finish it as soon as possible because the reveal is already there and the launch is not yet there, so I have like a couple days to finish up things. Hopefully. So bear with me and I shall continue the next 2. Let's go. So this is the second pair and we have quite a difference right now. We have one of the shades to be slightly more crumbly, I would say. It's not exactly like flaky, but it's a bit more crumbly. And the other one is still smooth. So we have the Afterglow. This one is Afterglow. Let's talk one by one. This one is very interesting. It has a lot of golden sparkles, so the sparkles are all over, so when you move it also gets to that level, but when you are away from the light and the light hits from the side, you can see the shift. So there is something with a purplish base and you have like a teal and purple and something else in there, so it's also very interesting. I think that this one is not smooth as I mentioned, and this one is a bit more kind of interesting and also on semi-transparent base, so it's somewhat transparent. The other one is Kaleido Wave, and this one is a peacock feather situation as usual. So we have the green, or we have grayish base, which still can be blended normally. So I blended the edges of this shade and it doesn't give me like a gray horrible thing, and it looks good in my opinion. The purple and the teal is in the center, so we have green, teal and purple shift basically, and that's what it is. That's the shade, and it's smooth just like others. So the first 2 were smooth, this one is smooth, this one is crumbly. A bit of a difference, but because this one is more sparkly than this one, that's how I try to describe the everything, because yeah, this is just my studies, let's say, of this palette and these shades. I still love both, and I think I kind of prefer this one for like daily looks once again, because this is quite universal and you can just wear it in the inner corner or under the brow or all over the lid, however you like. Once again, this is my style of swatches with the liner, and it's kind of the full makeup, but it also doesn't include any other shades, so I think that is a good option to test things out. This one is more dark. This one gives also smoky eye. Once again, it sets my eye deeper already. It's already deep set, but this one sets it even deeper just because of the positioning and things. This one will be good on top of the eyeliner if you don't want to wear it all over the lid. So I think this is also an option to wear for the daily basis. It just gives a bit of a oomph to your eyeliner and also looks good, especially if you love green. Green and purple. I love green and purple actually. So that's the situation right now, and I'm genuinely happy for current state of everything. 4 shades down, 8 more to go, and I will try to work like in 2 by 2 every day so that it will be a bit quicker. I don't know why I'm telling this, because I just probably need to tell something and my mind is like buzzing and jumping from one thing to another, and this is what I'm dealing with. Yeah. What do you think? How do you find it so far? In my opinion, pretty good. Also, the face is all absolutely the same as the previous one. I did not change the face this time. I removed the eye and I reapplied the concealer. That's pretty much how I do the swatches. That way I can at least do the 2 things at the same and in the same period of time, let's say. But yeah, that's all I have for now. And I wanted to say that I've been living for 30 plus years not knowing that my hair is wavy. I'm channeling my inner Shakira right now because of this unknown substance. I don't know how to deal with that. Maybe I will figure it out. I actually like how it looks. It kind of gives me a bit of more, I don't know how to describe this, but I kind of like it more than just straight hair. It's not exactly curls or anything, it's just slight waves. Maybe I will find some styling products, maybe I will figure out how to deal with this, but so far I kind of like it. I think I will leave it like that for a while. And I like how it looks in the bun, so it's also something good in my opinion. So yeah, I think we will get like 2.5 minutes per shade pretty much, or 5 minutes per two, if that's better in counting, and I think that should be pretty easy to go through everything that way. So yeah, so far that's it. I'm done for today, and I hope we can continue tomorrow. So bear with me and stay with me in this video. It's weirdly super hot day. It's not in terms of the temperature, but I guess the humidity is kind of high, and because of that it just feels like sauna, and it feels really hot, and I am not really a fan of that. However, here is another pair that we have, and this pair is Love and Peace from the palette. So these two I switched a little bit because this one is a transparent base, and I decided that this eye will be a transparent base one, and this one is a darker base, and this is the darker base one. So we have quite interesting shifts in here, and we have also difference in texture. So the Love shade, Love, is sparkly, so it's a bit more crumbly in texture. You can see little particles, and it's shimmering and glimmering and does everything that it's supposed to do. I really like that it's a somewhat transparent base, and you can see that it shifts into purple, and there is teal, I believe, in between, and there is a little bit of green and blue. So you can have this one as also in a corner highlight very nicely, or as a full lid, as I'm demonstrating here pretty much. And then we have this one. This is like a jungle something. So we have like an olive green, yellowish, like ancient gold kind of situation. Then we also have something in between, and it goes into the darker green and even to the purple, but on my eyes the purple, the bluish tones are not seen because just of how my eyes are, and sometimes it just happens. It depends on the curvature of the eye and the angle of light change in the multichrome itself. So sometimes it's more towards the end, sometimes it's a bit more towards the front. Depends, but still you can see how bright and multichrome it is anyway. Both of them are looking really nice, and I'm enjoying both. Of course, my personal preference lies in something with a transparent base, but also the darker base seem to be very nice, and kind of just, you know, I blended out the edges. So I'm applying it to the moving lid with a finger, as you probably see on the footage that I insert. But I'm blending the edges slightly just with a brush, and this gives already a very good result. You don't have any mud, you don't have any problems with it, so it just works, it just blends. So a couple swipes on the lid and you're good to go. And this is kind of almost one and done type of eyeshadow. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. I feel like I'm radiating sweat. Anyway, I am super happy with this too, and it goes well so far. I hope that I will be able to do more in the nearest time, so that I can like finish this for you in the proper amount of time and just release this video. Of course, you will be able to see it already on the release date, but so far I need to speak something, you know. So yeah, the texture is different, smooth one, more crumbly one. Not like anything bad, just a bit difference in texture, because this one is more shimmering and this one is more smooth, like slightly metallic finish, I guess. Yeah. About the face, nothing changes. So from the first one, I'm still using the concealer, and I'm using all the same stuff so that it doesn't differ between these takes, and I'm just reapplying it whenever and wherever I need it. And the blush is the same, everything is the same, pencil, lip gloss, everything. And yeah, that's so far how it goes. I think we are in a pretty good range of things, and I am happy to just demonstrate how this looks, even though only by one eye at a time. So next two are in the queue, and I will be doing them next. So I will switch back to my other position of the camera, then film the stuff up close so you can see it better, and then I will bring it in the same manner, the next two. So, gotta go. another pair and another interesting couple shades. As you can see, both of them actually have some base, one way or another. One is much darker, of course, as a base, but this one is not transparent based. It also has some base, which I do not really see which one. It's not that easy to see this without a base, like which base it has, but you can clearly see how it's shifting. So you have this one, which is also pretty bright. It's one of the first multichromes that ever were in the market. They were missing for quite a long time, actually, and it's actually kind of good that they're returning in such a way. Of course, it's like at this point it's kind of outdated, but kind of good, because yeah, I was missing this kind of multichromes for quite a while, and I was hoping that there will be something, but it didn't come for quite a long time, and now here it is, and I'm just genuinely enjoying this darker base multichromes in this palette. So we have the somewhat I don't know how to describe. This one is darker base, but it's not exactly gray. And you have green, you have purple, you have some other colors which you don't see that well at first. And it looks like very smoky eye. I also didn't do the elongated liner here. I just lined the lash line. That's pretty much it. So very easy to work with, also swipe. Then I blended the edges with just an empty brush and it's good to go. So it blends really nicely. This one is a bit more interesting in these terms. It's lighter base, of course, but not transparent. You have the gold, something orangey, something green, something yellow in here, and it's also looking quite good. Yeah. Same story, you just apply it with a finger and blend the edges. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Whenever you need more, you can add more. Where you don't need it, you can swipe it off. So that's pretty good. I'm just very into this. And here I have a liner. And yeah, I think it's just really nice. It's working, it's there, it doesn't crease. Both of them are smooth. So these ones are more metallic, shine, smooth multichromes. None of them is actually more sparkly than the other. It may seem so because this one is just lighter in shade and this one is darker, but still, I think it's kind of interesting. The palette so far has me gives me a bit of a duality, I would say, in feelings. So on one side, it's really cool. It's a piece of history as well, because it's also very nice. It's also related to the race, and there is a unity and peace and love and respect, which is also quite good, and I think it also fits nicely to the June Pride month, so it's a good palette in these terms. But there are a couple confusing things about which we will talk later. About the face, nothing changed. Once again, I'm just removing my eyes as much as I can, and I'm reapplying just the concealer and some base. So in my case, my base is this MAC. So even without any very sturdy base, they do not slip away, they do not crease or go into the little creases on the lids. They look really smooth, which I'm just super into, and I'm so far really happy. And I'm just, I don't know, 8 done, 4 more to go. 1 more day left for me and I will be done with that. And I hope this will be helpful to decide if you want this palette or not, because I'm just showing. I'm telling you my thoughts, I'm showing what it is, I'm trying to describe as much as possible, but it doesn't mean that it should affect your opinion on things directly. It's up to you to decide if you want something or not, and it's only your life, your decisions. And this is just a demonstration in this scenario, which I'm happy about. Just, I like to show nice things in a nice way. So yeah, so far that's it. That's all I have for now. We will continue with 2 more. We have very interesting blue one tomorrow and more of a sparkly one as well. And then we have last 2 and we will be done. Great, so stay with me and I will be back soon. This is another pair, and we have only 1 more pair left. So this one is 9 and 10 shades, shade number 9 and shade number 10. So we have, once again, it's semi-transparent. It's not exactly transparent. There is slight base that it has, but it's very pretty. It's peach and pink and yellow and green and everything in between. I'm started to rhyme, wow. And it's very pretty. I genuinely enjoy it, and it's also very sparkly. So this specific formula is more sparkly. So you can see it in the... It's a cat, by the way. Cat is sleeping. And this one is... Yeah, I enjoy this one. I like it. It looks good. This one, however, it does look good. And it's very pretty blue. But I had such a trouble of actually applying it normally. It does have a base. The base is not very strong. It's blended into nothing, as you can see. And this is exactly where the problem for me appears, because I want this to be packed. I want this to be the most of it. And I applied quite a lot of it, actually. But as soon as you start blending it with a brush, it just gets removed and you have like a bald spot. And I don't like bald spots in my makeup. So I try to fill it again, and then I'm trying to blend the edge again. So I'm not very happy about the application of this one. The pigment itself is okay, but something like a darker base maybe is missing for me. With the darker base, when you apply it, for example, onto the black or onto the blue, dark blue, something like that, I think that will look great, because then you also don't need as much. You don't have to pack it so much, you don't have to blend tons of the times, and etc, etc. So you will have less proneness to actually be bald spotting. But if you apply it on its own, then you need a lot of it, and you need to pack and try to like pack it very specifically into places where you need it. As soon as you go over with the brush, it's removed. A bit of a learning curve in there, and also, as I said, you need quite a lot of it. I was able to dig up till the pan in this shade. Here it is. This is our pair of Liquid Sky and Energy Pulse, and I was just digging in, and I made the indent in the pan, as you can probably see. Maybe you can see it in the blue one. So I almost completely removed the N that was embossed into it, and you need a lot, you need to do a lot, you need to work with it, and it's a nice blue anyway, yeah. But it's not the same level for me. Like, for example, Bella Ocean Jewel, there is a Heart of the Ocean shade, which I was asked to compare this shade to. They are different, in fact. Heart of the Ocean is very dark. It has a very dark base, and it shifts up to the red, purple to red, basically, and with a slight blue. But this one is much lighter in the base. It has a blue, and then it shifts to purple that goes slightly to red. So it's lighter both in the pigmentation and in the color. So pigmentation as of pigment itself, and the color is lighter. So with Heart of the Ocean, I didn't have any problems, but I also applied it on top of the mattes. And in here on opposite, I had a bit of problems because I did not apply it on top of mattes. So you need something under it. By itself is not that easy to work with, and this is just something that you have to take into consideration. It does look good overall. I managed to make it kind of work for me. It's still very smoky. You can see where the base is, especially when you don't look onto the light. So when the light is away from the eye, you can see a little bit of how it kind of looks and where the base is. And yeah, you need to pay attention to that and not to make the bald spots on your eyes, which is a bit harder with this shade. It's just the reality of it, I guess, but it's still very pretty. I'm a sucker for electric blue, and I'm just really enjoying this stuff. But yes, once again, the transparency kind of wins for me. Also in the easiness of work. I have seen this shade multiple times, but I don't have enough visual comparison in my head so far. I don't have the archive, the library of the shades, because I also didn't touch a lot of other palettes that I have that are just standing there, and I don't have the comparison bone, I guess. So I can definitely tell that this one looks like that one, and etc, etc. Sometimes I have it because I touched it, but if I don't have my visual comparison, I don't have my own data, then I cannot tell much. So I need to just research more, do more about this, and maybe later I will be able to tell you if that is a dupe for something else or not, because sometimes I'm able to tell, in this case not really. Yeah, so that's about it. About the face, everything is the same, nothing changed. Yeah, and I think the next pair is gonna be my last one, and it's also gonna be the conclusion pair. That way I'm able to finish this video today, because it's been so long already, and I think I bite too much, more than I can chew, and we have a lot of shimmers coming. I'm not sure how to proceed with that. I already have a Chromebook by Day signature, and I'm just confused, honestly, because there are lots of shades that are not actually yeah, like you're not able to get them to be shown in such a way, I guess. So I will try to make it different, like a regular video, rather than what I have right now, because this is bonkers. I love it, absolutely love it, but it's so hard in production. Hard on my skin specifically, not anything else, but because I have to do multiple things and I try to take multiple makeup looks in a day, it's just so much. Because now I will have 12 separate videos until the new launch, and yeah, I don't know how to pair them. I just don't know how to produce all of that content that I created, and it's been intense. But that's the reality for me, and I made this choice consciously. Which means this is the pair, tell me what you think, and I'm gonna return to you in the new pair, and then we will discuss everything about this palette. So, see you in a moment. This is the last pair of shades. This is all I could have done, and this is Hypno Base, which is red, and Pixie Haze, which is this one. Let's start with this one, because I kind of like it better, and it also, I'm starting with my right side, typically. This is what right-handed people usually do, I think. And this shade is very pretty. It's satiny with tiny sparkles. The sparkles are seen, but not too much. They are not big particles. They're not anything like that. So here are how the shades are looking in the palette. We have pink and red. As you can see, I also have a background in pink and red. They are multi-chroming. This one goes into yellow, I believe. And this one, as you can see, also goes into yellow-green. From peach to pink to yellow-green. We have seen this shift already, so this is not a unique thing even for this palette, and that's why later in this video I will create a comparison of these 4 shades that are in pink in this palette, so you can see for yourself how different that they are. So yeah, I try to be as informative as possible with everything. And our red one is also going to yellow and green, I believe, but green is not very seen. It's somewhere on the very edge of this multichrome. It also has a base. It's somewhat gray base. It's not exactly very dark, but not exactly very light either. So you can blend it normally, so that there are no problems with blending or anything. And I like this shade a bit better than the other one. So Energy Pulse, which is blue from the previous section, was a bit more problematic in application. This one didn't actually give me problems. So just like few swipes and good to go. This one doesn't give any problems at all. So I'm pretty much happy with both for now. And that means this is end final thoughts of this video. Let's start from the beginning. So I received this palette actually not that long ago. First of all, I of course needed to create a short video with the product itself. So I was this palette was not sent to everybody. It was sent to only some of the people, like affiliates or something like that. And Nomad asked me to create a small content for their TikTok, which will be unique for them because they cannot repost non-unique content as a brand, plus they want to control the music and etc. So I created a small video. I created 2 versions, one for myself basically and the other one for them. I gave them a choice of what to use, and what they chose is the other version, and I took the rest for me. So this palette is limited edition, and it will, I don't know if it will be restocked at some point, but this is a very much like a testing ground for Nomad because it's a new formula, it's higher price, and overall there are changes that maybe taken normally, maybe not. So let's start with our box. The quality of packaging is pretty much the same as with everything. This is very light palette compared to what I'm used to with the magnetic pens. So this is relatively light, like a lot of other Nomad palettes, but they didn't have the 12 pan before. They have 6 pan, they have 15 and 18, which is normal for them. This one is 12 pan. When I first opened it, I almost had a stroke because of all of the kaleidoscope of things that are happening on this packaging, and it says Electric Carnival. So there are lots of things in here which are impossible to track. And on the back here, on the box, we have the holographic on the shades and the names. So it's very holographic chrome palette. All chrome pressed pigment palette, summer festival, peace, love, unity and respect, and electric wonderland. So it's created in the inspiration from the festivals in summer, and this kind of makes sense that it's all chrome. I do like the format and I do like the theme of this. Then we are having the palette. The palette is the same, but the difference is right here. It's a bit less information than on the palette. Also no description of shades specifically. And this is a new weight. So we have only 1 gram of product because pigments, pure pigments that are used, like a mica that is multichrome actually, it's quite expensive. Normal grams is 1.5 in majority of other Nomad palettes. This one is 1 gram. So don't be surprised if you dig into it and you will get the pan quickly. So the packaging is pretty normal as usual, non-magnetic, so it's not a magnetic palette, and this is what we have inside. We have a nice also chroming kind of thing. I forgot to tell you that they also have the love, peace, unity, respect here. What is it, Orny? What is it? The cat came. The cat came and he just wants something. So, love, peace, unity, respect, here hidden. It's actually supposed to be seen in the ultraviolet, but I don't really have ultraviolet light. Anyway, so there is a hidden something in here. And then we have all the 12 shades. Some of them are, there are a couple formulas in here, first of all. We have very smooth formulas and we have sparkly multichrome formulas. So we have 4 shades like this that are a bit more crumbly. They're all really soft. They are not oily. I would not call them oily. These crumbly shades remind me of the shimmers from the other palette that they had, the shimmer palette, the Coastal collection. So the formula is very similar, but this one has more pigment. And the others are really smooth. This one is more of a satin finish. Some others are more metallic finish. So the finishes are different a bit. The formulas are different a bit. The finishes are different a bit. We have all the multi-chroming. Like before, a lot of Nomad multichromes in the other palettes were kind of toothless, as I can probably tell. They were just okay. They were enough to see, but not enough to observe, or on opposite. They were just little. These ones actually are into your face, but not to the level of Bella Bottega. The Bella's palettes, I don't know how they're making that, but they have much more pigment in them, and it's super bright, super into your face. If it's sparkling, then it's sparkling too, whatever. If it's a multichrome, then it's multichroming for sure. These are multichroming for sure, but they're still quite subtle in themselves. So the choice here was made specifically to reflect some idea of Electric Festival, and some of these shades are more like a first generation of multichromes. When they first appeared, we had a lot of them. I think first they were used in like car paint and some resin art. Then they started to come into the nail polishes, nail pigments, and eyeshadow pigments, probably when they got tested and stuff. I'm not sure, but that's probably the idea. So this kind of, there are a couple of multichromes from here that are from the first generation, and they're not really outdated, but you can kind of have different ones already at this point, and you have some that are a bit more shimmery and some that are mostly smooth. So the formula here is definitely new to Nomad, and it's definitely better than it's in the regular pans. But it's a palette that costs $79. $79 for 12, which means 6.5 per shade. This is not too much in price if you think about it, but at the same time, for example, I bought Mika Beauty Shop for 85 euros. It's also 12 pan palettes. They came as singles, and palette is magnetic, and the price difference is not that high, but there are also a couple pigments that are really bright. So this is almost on par. Almost, and that's why the price also a bit lower. So you can get a discount with that. It's not the biggest thing, but it's still limited edition, and it's quite pricey if you think about that. Compared to normal prices that Nomad has on majority of their palettes, this is quite pricey. And also you have to think, if you will be wearing all of these multichromes, if this is a first palette of multichromes that you will get, maybe you don't have singles, maybe you don't appreciate them, you don't want them, if you don't have many multichromes already in your collection, maybe that's worth it. If you already have tons, maybe you have dupes for some of them, maybe you don't need some of them. Also, there are a few shades that are quite similar in the shift. Let's have a look on all of them, and then one by one I will attach 4 at once, so 4 shades, then 4 shades, then 4 shades, and then I'm bringing you the comparison of all the pink shades which have kind of similar shift in them. So I wanted to show the comparison. I wanted to show you everything that you are supposed to know about this palette before you are actually getting it. I'm unfortunately a bit late, but I tried my best, honestly, to make it in time, and I really wanted to dedicate some time to each of them to touch and to show you everything that I can about the palette. I still do enjoy it a lot. It's a fun thing. It's a wonderful limited edition. I think it should stay as a limited edition, and some of these multichromes maybe can make their way into other palettes in the future. So I think there should be one more limited edition this year in general, but I'm not sure what it's gonna be, when it's coming, and etc, etc. So for now, this is what we have. It's fun, it's a good quality, it's a nice multichrome shades in general, but you have to decide for yourself if you need it, if you're gonna use these shades, which shades you use. Maybe you can calculate exactly which ones you will use. Then you will get the idea of if it's worth it for you to buy it at this price or not. So this is honestly up to you to decide if you will be buying it. I will be happy to hear your decisions, and maybe to tell me also something if you liked some or you didn't like, what you think about this launch, what you think about the shades in the swatches that I did. This is the first time of showcasing this way for me. I don't want to make it often in such a format. I want to continue with like in-depth mattes and shimmers, but sometimes this just appears, and this is the first time for me. So on this note, that all is pretty much everything that I wanted to tell you about this palette, and probably everything that I have for today. We will have a lot more things. There are a few things coming, there are already a few things that are here, and I will try to do my best to showcase everything in due time without many delays, hopefully. I'm still not very good at the time thing with the makeup looks, just because it's very hard to, yeah, sorry about the whining about that, but it's just a fact for me, nothing more than that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. YouTube really likes that, and I would appreciate that. I really like to read your comments, so if you have something to say, please leave a comment below, and contact me or ask anything. Feel free to ask questions, feel free to reach out in general, and hopefully we will see each other really soon in a new video. And until then, bye!